Shortly before he died in 1955, Albert Einstein said that he felt a little bit like an involuntary swindler, which is another phrase for imposter, feeling like he didn't deserve all the plaudits he was getting. So if one of the smartest men that's ever lived feels like that, what hope is there for the rest of us? Well, let's find out. Hi, I'm Simon Phillips. Welcome back. This week's topic is imposter syndrome, which basically just means people feeling like they are a fake or they don't deserve the accolades that they're receiving. They don't feel qualified to be doing the job maybe that they're asked to do, or get involved at a level that they think is beyond them for whatever reason. And it's something that is really critical to get right if you're going to thrive, and that's why I wanted to talk about it this week. So the problem has a very posh title. It's called pluralistic ignorance. What's that, you ask? I know I did when I saw it. Pluralistic ignorance is basically assuming a lot about other people. It's assuming that they've got everything sorted. They're completely switched on. They don't have any fears or concerns. They don't have any emotions that are overcoming them every now and again about their competence to do something. So the assumption we're making is they're fully qualified. They know exactly what they're doing and everybody's okay except me. Doesn't really sound sensible, does it? And in fact, it isn't sensible. A study in 2007 found that 70% of people found or felt like they had been subject to this imposter syndrome at some stage in their lives. 70%. So whenever you look at a group of people that you think are more qualified, more capable, and a lot more sure of themselves than you are, know that over half of them are sitting there thinking, I don't deserve to be here. I hope nobody finds out that I'm totally unqualified for this job. It's a big number, and it just illustrates the problem is not this pluralistic ignorance. The problem is comparison. When we compare ourselves to others, we're doing ourselves a huge disservice for loads of reasons. Just one of them is we do not know their circumstances. Others could be, we don't know what they've done to get where they are. We don't know the trials and tribulations they may have been through. We don't know what they had going for them as natural resources, if you like, before they got started. So there's a whole load of assumptions that we're making there that are actually not helping us. If you're ever going to compare yourself to anyone, compare yourself to you yesterday. Are you better than who you were yesterday? And if you can answer that with a yes, then you're doing a good job. So today I've got a 4-step process for you to follow to get rid of this imposter syndrome once and for all. Just 4 simple steps. Step 1, we've already chatted about it. Stop comparing yourself. So stop is step 1. Why would you compare yourself to someone whose circumstances and whose mindset and everything else is completely different to yours? Even identical twins have different DNA. So why compare yourself to anybody else? Stop doing that. That's step 1. Step 2 is look. Every day I want you to, at the end of the day, come back to your journal or wherever you capture your thinking and ask yourself, what were all the things that went well today? What are my wins? What are the bits, maybe the parts of my job, maybe some of the interactions I had with people in my family or in my community, whatever they were, that you can start to add up and build your confidence around the fact that every day you're probably delivering on some level. So look hard at your achievements. Step 3 is all about listen. Have you ever noticed how people they get a compliment and they say, oh no, it was nothing, or it was just a nice bit of luck? We actually very rarely listen to what's being said to us. If somebody gives you a compliment, listen, and instead of rebuffing it, which doesn't make them feel good, by the way, instead of doing that, just stop yourself for a moment and say, thank you. In that pause in the conversation, you can then tune into what are they really saying. So listen is not just passively, just sort of picking up the tone of what they're saying, but it's really listening. Because when we do listen, we find out why we are actually excellent at what we do and why people appreciate it. So step 3, listen. So those of you who are tuning into this, you might remember that there was an advert put out by the government in the 70s that was stop, look and listen before you cross the road. And it was just one of those public information films. And that's where I got the theme for this. So the 4th step, once you've stopped at the curb, you've looked around you and you've listened, the next step is go. If it's all clear, go. You have effectively cleared out that messy mindset by doing the stop, look and listen. You've stopped comparing yourself to somebody else. You've looked around you and realised that you're doing a good job on so many levels. And you've listened in, you've tuned in and really listened when people are giving you those praises and those accolades and those compliments. So now it's all clear, we can go. And the phrase I want you to use is, how can I win? That's a much better question than thinking about all the ways in which you could mess up. So reframe it, how can I win? It may not be obvious. It may not be the very first thing you do is going to enable you to achieve whatever goal you're doing right now. But how can I win attunes your mind to all the different things that support you, all those compliments that you've received, all those insights from people and your own understanding of where you've achieved things. So how can I win is going to enable you to go at full speed. That's it. 4 simple steps. Give those a go. I'm sure you'll find that actually this thing called imposterism is actually something you can break through quite quickly. But the job won't be done. I can assure you, 6 months down the line, you'll still catch yourself feeling like an imposter in some sort of situation. So this isn't a cure. This is just something that's going to help you. It's a great framework for moving forward when you're feeling a little bit underconfident. You're feeling like you're maybe not the best person for the job. So let me finish off by saying, if it's 70% of the population who feel like this at some stage or other, let's do more to help each other. The way we can help each other is to open up conversations about this. When somebody's new in a job and you can see that, ask them how you're feeling. Tell them how you felt when you were taking on a new job and new responsibility, your vulnerability, your stories of how you struggled along the way at whatever stage in your life is going to help that person to overcome this imposterism. Because all that is, remember, is comparing that. We compare ourselves to people who are way ahead of us in terms of experience and in terms of knowledge, in terms of skills, and then say, well, I'm not really ready for this. So stop doing that and stop thinking that you have to be perfect when you get going. So if you're in a position to help someone who's just started in a new job or thinking about changing career or in a position where they're feeling a little bit underconfident, talk to them about that and expose those feelings and emotions, and then relate some of the things that I've said in this video about the fact that virtually a large part of the population feel this way and we can get through it. I hope you found that useful. I'll see you again next week. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.